A wild ride using one of the most popular rideshare services ended with a St. Louis woman being dropped off on the side of the highway in the middle of the night. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. As you're about to see from her story, Lisa, who only wants us to use her first name, was absolutely terrified. Brandon Morano shows us how she knew something was off about her driver almost immediately, but she never imagined her ride ending the way it did.
After ending a night out at a friend's house.
When he showed up, I verified that it was him and it was the right car, right license plate. And it was, so I got in.
Lisa would find out the wildest Lyft ride she'd ever had was just beginning.
When he pulled out of the neighborhood that I was in, he peeled out and was driving erratically already out of the neighborhood. And I was like, okay, I was a little uncomfortable at that point.
Lisa says she asked to get out of the car multiple times, but her driver wouldn't stop.
When I looked over and he was going 110, and so I was like, please stop, please get off at this exit. There's a gas station up here, I really want to get out. And he once again said, no, you're almost home, I'm just gonna let you out here.
After finally stopping, Lisa says the man kicked her out of his car on the side of the highway.
Yeah, in St. Louis on Highway 40 at midnight.
Oh
so yeah,
what's going through your head then?
I was freaked out. So as soon as I got out of the car, I called 911.
She says officers were there in minutes to pick her up and take her home. That's when she filed this incident report and notified Lyft.
And said they were continuing to work on it, and they've actually suspended him, so he's not allowed to drive for Uber. Mm-hmm.
She says now Lyft is investigating the driver.
And I've got several messages from other women that have had very uncomfortable and scary experiences with this guy, so.
We looked into the driver's background, and although he doesn't have a criminal history, he does have a history of mental illness.
I was trying to keep him calm just because I knew he seemed a little off, and it was a wild night. I don't want to ever do that again.
Yeah,
for sure.
In Chesterfield, Brandon Morano, 5 on your side.
Lisa says there's one thing she wishes she knew before this happened. There is a panic button within the app, at least with Uber and Lyft, that calls 911. You can also text 911 in most places around St. Louis if you're in a situation like this. We did reach out for Lyft for a statement. We have not yet heard back. The driver is not facing any criminal charges at this time.